Duke University.
I was an English major here at Duke with a focus on Shakespeare, so I read everything that Shakespeare wrote, and I really felt like my English degree, I learned a lot about writing and communication, and now that I'm a CEO, I think some of the works of Shakespeare that I wrote, like King Lear, for example, when you read King Lear, it almost reads like the dissolution of a startup, so all the drama and dividing up of things, and so I think there are a lot more analogies with current startup life and Shakespeare than people might realize. I transitioned from CTO to CEO in July 2011, and CEO and CTO are totally different jobs. You know, one is running the entire company, setting business strategy, making sure there's enough money in the bank, making sure that you have talent across all functions. And CTO was a very much more focused job. But I think, you know, Etsy's fundamentally, from a technology perspective, a platform-based company. So what I knew from being a technologist really helped. I also think being an executive at Etsy for a few years before I was CEO, I really understood the company. I knew a lot of the people there. I was comfortable with people there. And also had kind of my mental list of the things I would do if I was CEO. And so I was really able to, I think, from having been there and observed the company for so long, I was able to execute as a CEO as someone who knew the company and didn't have to learn as much about the company. CEOs should absolutely understand the technology. I think when you look at the most successful companies today and high growth companies, many of them are technology based. So I think it's really no longer optional to know technology or not. You have to be conversant in technology. It doesn't mean you have to be an expert, but I think knowing technology actually gives real business advantage now. I really believe in the concept of what people are calling authentic leadership, and I think on a fundamental level, authentic leadership means being able to admit when you don't know something. One of the books that I've really enjoyed over the years is Jim Collins' Good to Great, and in Good to Great he writes about this idea of a level 5 leader, and the level 5 leader is the one thing that he found in common across all different companies that went from being merely good companies to great companies. And the way he defines that is a strong blend of humility with strong personal will. So I think when I think about leadership, I think humility is really important. A lot of people look at the CEO job as a really glamorous one, and it's a wonderful job. But at the end of the day, it's a job where you have to make lots of hard decisions and make decisions frequently. And sometimes you make mistakes. So I think a strong dose of humility when you're a leader is super important, because you know, you have to fail to make progress, and as a CEO, you'll make many mistakes. Uncertainty is a really good thing. I think in many ways my career was interesting because I didn't have a specific plan, and I was open to many different things. So when I graduated from college and or from Duke, and I had a degree in English, there aren't really many classified ads, you know, advertising for English majors. So I had to improvise, and I had to figure out what I wanted to do. And I think not having a clear picture is actually what opened me up to the role I'm in today, and the career path, because if I in 1990 had entered college and said I'm absolutely going to be an attorney or I'm absolutely going to be anything, the one thing that I would have missed would have been the rise of the internet, because that just wasn't really being taught in school. So I think having a certain productive sense of uncertainty is actually a really good thing. And you know, I graduated from school and I was completely bewildered. You know, I didn't know what to do, but at the same time, on the positive side, that opened me up to many, many more possibilities.